It's time for Green Trivia.
We're back with Green Trivia.
You know it. Now, again, I just feel the need to mention, we haven't covered everything, because you can't.
No.
As long as these are, there are going to be things we miss.
For example, did you know
Yep.
that the original working title for Star Wars was Blue Harvest?
Is that true?
It's true.
Wow. You might not actually know this, but the working title for the original Star Wars was Blue Harvest.
I didn't know that. That's great. It's great fact to know.
Thanks, man.
Would never get a moment's peace again for the rest of their lives. And every interview they ever did would be like, when are you going to do Tsunami Surprise?
When are you going to play King Lear?
And Tom Hanks would be like, shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I'm mean, actually. I'm not
mean now.
nice.
I used to be nice, but then this ruined my life.
And last
I'll
bit
get you for this, Spielberg. Give me your money. Give me all your money.
I don't know. It's amazing Spielberg's got any money.
Right?
Just constantly being hit up for money. Mm-hmm. The working title, actually, this is fun, you like this. The working title for the original Star Wars was actually Blue Harvest.
That's incredible. I love that.
Right? It's really good, yeah.
Here and then was eaten alive by compies.
John Hammond died of natural causes. Where'd you hear that?
Read it somewhere?
Richard Attenborough, of course, actually died in 2014 at age 90 of natural causes.
Very good.
There you go.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, that's right. Could have been the dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
Also, did you know the original working title for Star Wars, original Star Wars, was actually Blue Harvest?
My goodness.
Yeah.
Keep it a little secret there.
Yeah, well, that's just some Spielberg continuity, because he
That's true,
directed this movie and also your first Star Wars. A lot of people don't know that.
That's very true, yeah.
All right. This is fun. So the original title of Star Wars from 1977 was actually Blue Harvest.
That's incredible.
That needed a working title because it was such a big hit. When they were filming it, they actually needed something to disguise the production of it as to keep costs down, to keep fans storming the set.
Like a stormtrooper.
That's exactly.
Because they were like...
they all knew what that was.
They were going to they're like, we're going to storm this like a stormtrooper.
It's a big hit. So yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Said at the time that he always wanted to play Odin, but he was happy to let that slide and hand it over to Anthony Hopkins.
Instead, he's Guy in Truck.
He's Guy in Truck, which is a great role. Blue Harvest, etc., so forth. That joke, Mason.
Yeah, love it.
Yep, good. End on this, Mason.
Go on.
Before we do box office. Like all MCU Phase 2 movies, somebody loses an arm or a hand or something, which is a homage to The Empire Strikes Back. Now, in a similar bit of Star Wars trivia, did you know the original Star Wars had the working title of Blue Harvest?
I didn't know that. That's fascinating.
Yeah, so that's some good stuff to kind of
It's a good
pull
piece
that
of
out
trivia
of
to end on.
Yeah, if you're in a pub,
Yeah, or at a pub quiz.
Yep.
Everything's riding on it. That's the last question.
Yep.
Trust us.
Bang,
Star
bang.
Wars Blue Harvest.
You got it. You won that meat platter.
That's right.
It's interesting because this movie's working title was actually the same name as the movie. So it was Alien vs. Predator, which is not dissimilar from the original working title for Star Wars 1977, which was Blue Harvest.
Terrific.
Yeah,
That's a
I
great
know,
bit of
right?
trivia.
Yeah.
British funny sitcom, sure.
Yeah. The working title of this movie was actually Blue Harvest,
That's
which
interesting.
was the same working title for the original Star Wars from 1977.
So the fans wouldn't get cotton on.
That's
for
right.
The secrets.
They didn't know. Exactly.
I don't really need this. It just makes them think you're fucking crazy and they pay attention.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's doing weird Hollywood actor
There is
stuff.
a moment in the movie where he
Takes a hit of something,
hit
doesn't
of
he?
something, and then he switches on the gamma rays.
Yeah,
so
that's good stuff. The working title for this movie was actually Blue Harvest, which was weird because that was also the working title of the original Star Wars.
interesting.
I checked to see whether those things are related. It's actually not.
Huh.
Pure coincidence. I think they would have gone with Green Harvest.
That's right. Got a CW superhero role.
Oh, yeah, he did. David Duchovny.
Oh.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
Liev Schreiber.
Whoa.
And this is interesting. I've written here, and Blue Harvest. But actually, they couldn't get Blue Harvest in the end because Blue Harvest is not actually an actor.
Go on.
It's the working title for the original Star Wars from 1977.
The original title for this movie, though, was, of course, The Credible Hulk. Just does things that are extremely credible. That's right. Put a kick me sign on their back. That'll learn them.
And the other is, of course,
Or throw them into a haunted swamp. Obviously, that could work.
and the other, of course, is Green Trivia.
This week, I know, obviously, it's not called Green Trivia because Man-Thing is green.
You know
It's
that
just-
better than
It's just a
anybody.
coincidence.
Yeah.
This week, I was wondering if we could call it Green Trivia plus a supercut of that guy yelling Rodney a bunch of times.
Sure.
Supercut first?
Yep.
Rodney! 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 Rodney!
And now Green Trivia.
Thank you, Ben and Lawrence.
It's not a big swamp or nothing. It's fine. It's fine sometimes. Weather's fine, I think.
So the plants actually used in this weren't suited to the environment and resulted in a bad-smelling blue-green algae, which took over the set, which the crew jokingly referred to as the Blue Harvest. Now, funny...
Oh, here he goes.
Now, funnily enough, Mason,
Go on.
just by pure coincidence, Blue Harvest was also the name, the working title, I should say, for the original Star Wars in 1977.
Wow.
And no other movies, I believe. In the DVD commentary, which I definitely listened to, The Rock incorrectly calls Branscombe Richmond Branscombe Richards, which is ridiculous because to his friends, Branscombe Richmond is actually named Blue Harvest. That's what they call him.
Nice.
Now, he
Good
was
work.
named after, it's actually a fun little in-joke. I don't know if you know this, but the working title for the original Star Wars, it wasn't Branscombe Richmond's.
Oh.
It was Blue Harvest, and that happens to be how we got that particular name.
I'm fascinated to how you're going to keep this bit going for the rest of our lives.
I'll just get sick of it and stop doing it.
Oh, yeah, that's
But then
probably
everyone
true.
will keep doing it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minutes plus of gore had to be removed.
That's just in the last action sequence. It's just them beating up Dracula for 20 more minutes.
I would love that. But that actually didn't help due to the sexual nature of the film. One producer actually chastised Coppola for it being too rude or blue, which led to the working title of this film being Blue Harvest.
He's
which,
done it again, folks.
Funnily enough, was the working title for the original Star Wars from
Is writing that-
1977.
If I may, James, is writing that the hardest work you do all week? It might be.
Some of that is true, though. Which parts? It's up to you.
No, that's a
Can
way
we
to
call
go.
him? Do we
Yeah.
have that?
Do we have the technology? Do we have mobile phone technology?
Now, the Hughes brothers who directed this, they originally wanted Daniel Day-Lewis to play the lead role.
Okay, sure.
There's some elevation, Mason. You know what he's about, isn't he? When that fell through, they then interviewed Sean Connery, Jude Law, and Brad Pitt before settling on one John Depp, Mason. Now, something interesting about harvesting organs, etc., Blue Harvest, the joke that I do.
Oh, yes.
I just didn't. Am I going to keep doing this? Is this the last one? I don't know.
Might be the last one.
Yeah, wow. End of an era. Or I'll just bring it back for no reason.
Oh, sure, yeah. Let's put a pin in it for now.
Yeah.
Let the comments run wild.
Yep.
And then maybe bring it back later.
Absolutely. Second, to slow everything down further.
Fascinating.
The domino scene, where V, Hugo Weaving, tips over black and red dominoes to form a giant letter V, involved 22,000 dominoes. And as mentioned, took 200 hours plus 4 professional domino assemblers. So that speaks to there being also one V running around digging tunnels doing karate, 4 other Vs setting up dominoes.
Dominoes, yes.
Yeah. The dominoes used weren't regulation dominoes and had to be made custom for the film in order to have the appropriate weight to fall at a specific speed. So the material used was actually harvested from an Australian eucalyptus species, commonly referred to as a blue gum, which actually led to the working title of this film, Mason.
Yeah, go on.
You're not going to believe this.
I'm listening.
It was actually called Blue Harvest.
Wow.
Which, funnily enough, by coincidence, was the working title of the original Star Wars from 1977.
Incredible work.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, the hardest you work all week, I think.
Early in production, the film's brief decoy working title was Planet Ice. Now, planet translates roughly to blue and ice to harvest, which was also obviously the working title of the original Star Wars. That Planet Ice thing is real, though. The other, it's not real. It's
He's done it again.
That's the joke that I
He's
do.
done it again.
But the Planet Ice part is true.
That's terrific.
Yeah, great.
When you die, we're going to chip all of those onto your tombstone, all the Blue Harvest jokes. Holy weird.
Swanning about. Don't like it.
Maseratis all day.
I've just got a note here that says Blue Harvest. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that, no.
Isn't that the working title of the original,
Star Wars, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Right.
You got a letter, or do you want me to do a tweet?
This is from Ari Perez.
Okay.
It's his birthday on Monday, June 11, when the show comes out. It's his birthday and his twin brother's birthday.
It's your birthdays. You got to sing the twin birthday song.
Okay.
It's a different birthday song. You know it?
No.
It's like this. It's your birthdays, 2 of you same day. It's your birthday. Never forget where you're from. A woman and a man.
Wow, you are delirious.
I really am.
Well, that's some Bonza content, if you ask me. So that's totally worth it.
Also, I feel like in this day and age, that song is outdated. You might not be from a woman and a man. It's a different era. I think they should update the song.
The song you just invented
No, it's a real-
mere seconds ago.
It's a real song.
It's not a real song. Anyway, on a somewhat unrelated note, I'm a computer programmer and was thinking about creating a Weekly Planet Chrome extension to change all images to Meso's face. I think that would be pretty fantastic.
100%.
For Weekly Planet listeners who don't get enough Meso in their regular day-to-day lives, how do you guys feel about that idea? I think it's great.
Do it.